All right, here we go. Here we go. It's been a minute since I gave y'all a solo joint. For my Patreon people, I haven't forgotten about y'all. For my people on the channel membership, I haven't forgotten about y'all. I'm going to double up and triple up on content within the next few days or so, right? So I got y'all, right? I ain't forgot about y'all. So here we go, man. Do men need to flip the script on dating? Do men need to flip the script on dating? Now, this is really a rhetorical question. You know, for those of you who've been following me for a while, you've been rocking with me for a minute, I've been telling you guys that in my earnest opinion, men don't know how to date. That men date wrong. I've been telling you guys that men date wrong. So in just a short minute or brief moment, rather, I'm going to share a clip with you guys. And we're going to get off into this. But let me plug the joint right quick. Do men need to flip the script on dating? Right? So without no further ado, let's just get into this shit right now.
That a coffee date is very appropriate. It's very appropriate. It's cost efficient. And to me, I just think it's a little classy. Like, find a little cute in the whole cafe. Let's go. Like, yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think that there's some women out there that might say, listen, he's being cheap with me. I deserve more. I deserve to be whisked away.
Anything on a first date.
Absolutely,
You don't
100%.
deserve anything. Like, if you go into a first date thinking, this nigga needs to take me out on a fancy date. He didn't do it right. He's talking about some coffee. You in it for the wrong reasons. And you don't.
That's your lifestyle. Take him on a date then if you don't want to go on coffee.
Exactly.
I know girls who actually pay for the first date to set the standard.
Yeah. I don't even want you to think I'm taking advantage of you. This is how I eat.
Right.
So I know I'm about to order up. Let me just go ahead and let you know you ain't got to pay for this because I'm about to get it popping. Right. Would I treat myself when I go out? I don't even want to intimidate a man. Like, look, I like the finer things. That's how I am. That's how I've been. Blame it on my mama. I was wearing.
I'm not gonna do that on the first date though. Like, because I do expect.
I'm hungry. I'm gonna.
I do expect a man to pay on the first date, not because I'm looking to see, what he can do for me, or right. I want to.
Okay, so that's enough of that. A couple of different things. One thing I want to tackle and I want to get out the way right away. Okay, y'all know me. I'm known for saying hashtag her debit card works too. On the first date that you guys agree to meet up on, the man should pay. Not because you're the man and because she's the woman, but you're the one extending the invitation, right? You're extending the invitation. Now, let me say this. When we talk about do men need to flip the script on dating, this is the mindset or the mentality that every single man, all of you listening right now, and every single man across the globe, every single man should adopt this mentality. And the mentality is simply this. The date is not about the woman, right? And that's the thing that has led many of guys to become frustrated with dating and with offering dates to women, is you guys have always made it about the woman. And what typically happens with a lot of guys, you do things at the behest of the woman. Excuse me. You do things at the behest of the woman on the front end, which is the type of date that you're offering, right? It's not that you're offering a date per se. It's the type of date that you're offering. So you do things on the front end, believing, expecting, hoping, and praying that you'll get what you desire on the back end. The first date is not about none of that. I need guys to understand this shit. The first date is literally about this. you come into contact with a woman that you are attracted to, right? You're interested in this woman. The date is not about this. The date is not about you seeing if she has interest in you too. That's not what the date is about. The date is also not about you trying to fuck. The date is not about that either. Let me say this, and I said this years ago. Nobody owes anybody anything. You don't owe the woman a particular or specific date that's to her liking, right? You don't owe the woman that. Just like the woman doesn't owe you sex because you spent a couple of dollars. Nobody owes anybody anything. Both men and women need to learn how to temper their expectations. You should not go out on a date assuming or expecting anything. The date should literally be like, hey, I have an interest in this woman. I don't know if she's going to be a good fit for what it is I require of her. I just know I'm interested. I like the way she looks, and I'm initially interested. Let me give her an invite. I'm going to set up a date or a meet and greet. Let me give her an invite. And depending on how she conducts herself, depending on how she acts on this first date, that's going to determine whether or not she gets an opportunity to see me again. Right? Again, initially, I like what I saw. I'm interested. Let me give Shorty an opportunity to be around something that she probably doesn't get a chance to be around. And that's a motherfucking man. So let me give her an opportunity. Let me invite her into my world. Let me give her a taste of who Carrie is. And if she likes that taste and she wants a bigger bite, right, I'm going to give her a sample size, right? If she likes the appetizer, then she can get the entree and a fucking dessert later on. But let me just give her a taste of what it's like to fuck with me. And in the midst of doing that, I'm evaluating her conduct and her behavior because she hasn't earned anything. She hasn't even earned this motherfucking dick yet, let alone any consideration for me to deal with her beyond this first date. So let me see how Shorty acts. Let me see how she conducts herself. And if I like what I hear and I like what I see, then I'm going to give her a second invite to experience another side of me. And that's going to be in the bedroom. Because that's where the second date is going to be at. That's for the second date. But let's go ahead and talk about some of the shit that we heard in the video. Right? So the Shorty on the left-hand side, the one in the all black, she was speaking sensibly. The problem is the way she was speaking, it shouldn't take a woman to speak sensibly. Like she was speaking for men to catch a clue that you need to be conducting yourself in a fashion where you're not putting yourself out there for women you don't know that well, where you're not rolling out the red carpet and you're trying to romance these women and impress these women with the amount of money that you're spending or the type of dates that you're taking them on. You shouldn't even be conversing with women as to what they would like to do. That shit should never come out of your motherfucking mouth. Fuck what she likes to do. And one of the other shorties, she said it. She knows women that pay on the first date, right? Here's the thing. Here's the rule of thumb. If you're out on a first date, right? And let's say you chilling, you ain't got nowhere to be, and maybe you're doing a little drink or a little coffee or whatever it is, and you and the young lady, y'all really feeling each other. Y'all are really enjoying the evening with each other. And she doesn't want it to end. And she wants it to continue. And there's a spot that she likes to go to, right? There's nothing wrong with her saying, hey, look, I don't want this night to end. I'm really, really enjoying my time with you. I'm enjoying this vibe that we have. I don't want it to end. You know, would you mind if we went to such and such? It's a little spot that I frequent. I think the ambiance is dope. I got it. I'll pay for it. And that's exactly how women should be conducting themselves. If there's a place that they would like to go or something that they would like to do, they need to go ahead and break out that debit card, hashtag her debit card work too, and get to giving that motherfucker a valid workout. Okay, whether it's the same evening or even on a second date, like halfway through the first date or towards the end of the first date, and she's like, you know, I really enjoy this time with you. I like you. I hope you're feeling me too. I really hope you want to see me again. I want to see you again. In fact, if you're free this time next week, I would like to take you out on my dime. There's this little spot that I like. I think you would enjoy it as well. Or you game for that, or you up for that. That's the appropriate way that a woman should handle that. If there's something particular that she's into that she wants to experience with you. Notice I said she wants to experience it with you. It's just not her experiencing it. She actually wants to experience it with you because she's feeling you. She needs to give that debit card a valid workout. Right? Now, another lady, she said something about intimidating men with the amount of shit that she's going to order, but that she was going to pay for it. First of all, what kind of niggas are you dating who are intimidated? Guys, there should be nothing that a woman does and or says where you're ever intimidated, in or out of the bedroom. You should never be intimidated by nothing a woman is coming at you with. Ever. Right? The lady on the far right-hand side, the lady on the far right-hand side, she said that women will pay on the first date because they're trying to set the standard. First of all, let me say this, and women need to understand this. Y'all don't set the standard for a motherfucking thing. Okay, understand that. You don't set the standard for dating. And I think what a lot of women get confused is y'all have dating preferences. And y'all confuse them shits with standards. No, gentlemen. And I know what she was trying to say. Basically, a woman will pay for a first date, maybe something extravagant, maybe some place to eat or something like that, because she's trying to set the standard for what she like. Fuck what she like. Women should not be setting a standard for a man when it comes to, this is how I want a man to date me. These are the places I want you to take me to. No, bitch. You can take me to those places and you can buy. You can spend your money on us. That's how we do that there. Because women need to understand that shit is earned, not granted. Shit is earned, not granted. Again, people need to learn how to temper their expectations. And this is what women need to understand. And see, I lay this at the feet of you men. Because a lot of y'all do so much shit for women that you just met that a lot of women, they have this grandiose idea that every man they come into contact with is going to come at them like you be doing. Rolling up the red carpet, whining and dining chicks, taking chicks on 2 or 3 dates in one night. Yo, niggas do that type of shit. Dudes be meeting a chick at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they be kicking it with her for 4, 5, 6 hours. That's girlfriend time. What the fuck you niggas be doing? Look, real quick, I told you guys a story. I told this story like 4 or 5 years ago. Probably longer than that. It's been a minute. I told a story of this guy. He took a woman out. He took her for drinks. He took her to dinner. And then he took her to a concert. And wherever the concert was, it was out of town. I think it was like an hour or two or a few hours away from where they lived at. So, because it was so late, he ended up getting a hotel. He was thinking about sex. She was thinking about sleep. She wanted to sleep on that nigga. That nigga didn't smash. He thought taking her out for drinks, dinner, and a concert, he thought that was going to get him some pussy. He did all of that fly shit, only to end up getting a hotel, I think the dude spent like $500. Something like that for all of that bullshit that he was doing. That shit you do for a girlfriend, fiance, or wife. And this is what guys need to understand. Look, let me tell y'all something. I tell you guys all the time, I'm very meticulous and I'm very methodical when it comes to how I date. There are certain places that any woman I'm dealing with who is new in my life, I will never take her ass unless we've been dating for a long while, an extended period of time, or she's my girl. There is places she will never see with me. Now, she might be able to see it with y'all. She might be able to see it with some other dudes. She might be able to see it with her homegirls, but she ain't going to see the inside of them spots with me. She got to earn them shits. And I'm going to keep it all the way funky with you. I'm not even a first date nigga like that. Okay, most of the women that I've dealt with, that I had sex with, we didn't do no date. I tell you guys, look. Right here. You see this hand? You see this motherfucking hand? That's how many dates that I took chicks on that I hadn't fucked yet. I can count on one motherfucking hand. How many times I actually took a woman out on a date and we ain't fucked yet. I can count on one hand. Ain't shit changed. I think I've been telling y'all that for a few years now. Ain't shit changed on one motherfucking hand. And I'm not opposed to offering dates. But when I'm having a conversation with a woman, I get to it. I get to it quickly. And I'm not necessarily talking about the sex. I'm talking about that too. But I'm talking about the flirting, the sexual innuendos, sexually charged conversations. So I usually know right off top, is this chick feeling me or not? So once I hit her with the flirtation and that type of shit, and I get the gist that she ain't really feeling that, I don't even offer no fucking date. I don't even do no date. Like, nah, I ain't even playing with you like that. Right? Again, I'm not opposed to offering no date. I'm just very, very particular about that shit. And I've been very fortunate that a good number of the women that I'm actually interested in, that I've actually taken out on a date. Oh, this nigga. Hold on, y'all. I've been very fortunate. I'm getting a call and shit. But I'm very fortunate that shit just seems to go my way. Now, of course, I've encountered woman upon woman upon woman upon woman upon woman that just wasn't feeling me like that. She wasn't interested like that. Right? But me, look, I don't like to spend time non-sexually with chicks that I ain't fucked. I don't like that shit. Look, and I'm not judging anyone that does it. I'm not opposed to it. I've done it, right? But for me personally, for me to spend time with a woman where there is no expectation of fucking. Okay, we just kicking it on the strength of, let me kick it with Shorty, right? I like Shorty. I enjoy her company, right? I enjoy the conversation, all that type of shit. For me to actually get to that point of feeling and thinking that way, yo, man, it take a little bit for a woman to get me like that. You know what I'm saying? For me to actually want to be kicking it with a woman. See, normally what I do, and I ain't never gonna lie to y'all. Normally what I would do is if I'm out and about, like at a little festival or a bar or something like that, we're doing a date right there. We're already on a date. And this is another thing I don't understand about guys. If you meet a woman in an establishment where people typically would meet for a date, you might as well have a date. We're having a date right now. I met you 2 minutes ago. You feeling me? I'm feeling you. We're enjoying this conversation. We're on a date now, right? But as far as me like meeting women in various other places and then setting up a date for later on at another location, I can count on one hand. Okay, and I told you guys 3 years ago I can count on one hand. I told you guys 4 or 5 years ago I can count on one hand. Nigga, ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed, right? Do men need to flip the script on dating? The first date is about you. It's about you. It's about you evaluating this young woman and making sure that she's a good fit for what it is you want. If you want to engage in casual sex encounters, if you're looking to set up a situation or a scenario where you're going to have a new fuck buddy and you think she might be a good candidate, right? Whatever it is you're trying to do, the first date is literally you evaluating and assessing her capabilities to be a part of what it is you want her to be a part of. That's what the first date is. Now, if you guys are feeling each other so much so that by the end of the first date, you guys are back at her spot, your spot, a hotel, the backseat of a car, wherever you might end up at, so be it. But you shouldn't go out on that date assuming that sex is going to happen unless you've already talked about it, right? And even then, you still shouldn't assume, because a woman can always change her mind, right? So I just want to hit y'all with that right quick. Guys, you set the standard for your specific dating life as men. Each of you men individually, you set the standard for your dating life. You set the standard for your life, period. But when it comes to dealing with women, dating, sex, relationships, whatever it may be, you set the tone. You dictate the pace of that. You set the standard for what it is you want to happen. And all you're looking to see is if the woman is in alignment with what it is you got going on. Whatever standard you set, whatever boundaries or tone you set, is she in alignment with this? Right? Or is she giving me some pushback? Is she providing me some reluctance or some resistance or some hesitation or trepidation? If that's the case, don't fuck with her no more. This ain't hard. And I don't want to hear, well, all women aren't the same. What if she prefers? I don't give a fuck what the hell she prefers. It's not about her. It's about me. If she wants it to be about her, then she can pay for the whole goddamn thing. Straight up and down. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.